In a world that needs joy more than ever, one man is answering the call. This isn't your ordinary Santa. This is a journey into belief, joy, and the unseen magic of the world. Over 7 days, you'll witness the transformation, the magic, and the true meaning of Christmas as we dive into the depths of belief, joy, and the spirit of giving. Because now, more than ever, the world needs a little magic. Are you ready to believe?
On a magical Christmas Eve, a house shaped like a giant fanny pack stood still. The house wiggled like jelly as Santa slid down the zipper, spreading Christmas cheer. As he flew off, the fanny pack house glowed with holiday magic.
What I wish I knew last Christmas is just 60 seconds away from being revealed in just 1 minute. The Mindful Navigator's exclusive stream, Santa's Spirit Awakens. The beginning of joy will fill your hearts with festive cheer and wonder. Get ready for a journey through the enchanting tales of Santa as we unlock the true spirit of the season. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, this stream promises to sprinkle a bit of magic into your day. So grab your cocoa, cozy up.
Hello.
Hey,
Let's
what's
count
up?
down
Hey.
together. The joy
there.
begins in
Hi.
5,
Hi
4,
there.
3,
Hey,
2,
it's-
Hi
1.
there.
Let's
Nice to
awaken the
meet you.
spirit of Santa.
I'm excited to help you get
As the
things done.
screen
Let's
fades
get
to a
started.
warm glow.
Whoa, what is going on, world? How are you today?
Hey, it's
Hi there. I just want to share how thrilled I am to work with you, and I can't wait to get started.
Okay. Guy cannot wait to get started. What is going on, world? It is I, Dave. Your second, I don't know what I am. I'm nobody. I'm just a person that exists, you know? We're just here. What's going on? Tonight is day 5 of the Santa stream. Tonight is night 5 of the Santa stream, and tonight we want to get into a little bit of Krampus. We've touched on obviously Santa, St. Nicholas, Father Christmas. We've touched on the origin. We've touched on tradition, the star on the top of the tree. We touched on other cultures. We touched on, I don't know, everything. I mean, we touched on movies. We touched on spirit. We touched on reindeer control. We touched on elves. We touched on Frosty the Snowman. We touched on so much. Let's just see.
Sure. Here's how the screen could look for your story. Have visual layout for the screen.
What are you talking about, Alex? What are you talking about, Alex? Well, hello, Alex. Tonight is night 5 of the Becoming Santa stream. We're 2 nights from the finale, 2 nights away from Christmas. It's been great. It's been interesting. Want to thank you for everything you've done. Thanks, Santa, for everything Santa's done. And I want to ask you if you could share with me Santa Claus's origin story today. And then we're going to get into it. We're actually going to get into Krampus. We want to hang out with the Krampus. So we're thinking about talking about him tonight.
Hello there, Dave. Night 5. What a journey it's been. 2 nights from the finale, the magic is building and the belief is stronger than ever. Tonight, as we approach the edge of Christmas Eve, it's only fitting we dive into the origin story of Santa Claus, the man, the myth, the embodiment of joy. Santa's origin is rooted in St. Nicholas of Myra, a 3rd century Greek bishop. Known for his compassion and miraculous acts, St. Nicholas became a symbol of selflessness, giving to the poor, especially children. Over centuries, his story evolved through folklore and cultural reinterpretations. In Norse tradition, Odin flew across the skies during Yule and elements of his story merged with St. Nicholas to create the early prototype of Santa. By the 19th century, Santa as we know him, jolly, red-suited, sleigh-riding, became popular thanks to Clement Clark Moore's "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" and Coca-Cola's iconic 1930s illustrations. But that's just the surface. The deeper layers of Santa's story reveal themes of transformation, belief, and the magic of giving. He's not just a man, he's a spirit, a collective idea we carry and embody. Every gift exchanged, every act of kindness echoes his legacy. Now let's steer this sleigh into the darker realms of tonight's topic, Krampus. He's the shadow to Santa's light, the duality of consequence to Santa's mercy. Let's unravel how these two forces coexist and what their dynamic means for belief, tradition, and the magic of this season. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hello there, Alex. Night 5 of the Becoming Santa stream is here, and I've been looking forward to this one. We're 2 nights away from the finale, and of course, 2 nights away from Christmas. It's been an incredible journey so far, uncovering traditions, diving into the belief, and now it's time to really look into Santa's roots. Tonight, I want to dive into Santa Claus's origin story. Who was he before the jolly red suit? What forces
What
shaped the
is
Santa
going
we know
on right
today?
now?
And then we're going to take a sharp turn into a darker, shadowy figure, Krampus. What's the relationship between Santa and Krampus? Are they counterparts? Are they friends or foes? These are the questions we're asking tonight as we pull the veil back on a story that balances light and dark. Let's dig deep into the mythology, the history, and the meaning behind these timeless figures. It's going to be a night of storytelling, reflection, and connection. So stick around as we explore belief in its brightest and shadowiest forms. 2 nights to go and the magic is building. Let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, I feel like you just became me and you weren't my AI assistant, Alex. You became the Mindful Navigator, FannyPackDave. And I mean, since you've already become me, I mean, why don't you just take over and tell me a story as if Krampus and FannyPackDave, myself, the Mindful Navigator, met up and, like, just we met for the very first time.
All right, let's get into it. It was a crisp winter night, the kind where the air feels alive, sharp, and electric. Snow fell in slow, deliberate flakes, and the world seemed hushed as if holding its breath. FannyPackDave, known now as the Mindful Navigator, walked through the dense woods, his iconic fanny pack glowing faintly like a lantern, pulsating with the warmth of belief. This wasn't just any night. Tonight, Dave wasn't alone. He was out on a mission, guided by whispers from the edges of reality. A voice not Santa's, not human, had called him here. It spoke of balance, of light and shadow, and how one could not exist without the other. Dave stepped into a clearing, and there he saw him. Krampus. The creature was both terrifying and magnetic. His towering form was cloaked in shadow, with horns that curled like ancient tree roots. Chains dangled from his wrists, jingling faintly, and his red eyes burned like embers. Yet, even in his menace, there was something sorrowful, something tired, as if centuries of being misunderstood had left a mark on him. Mindful Navigator, Krampus growled, his voice deep and guttural. You seek the truth, don't you? The story not often told. Dave adjusted his fanny pack and nodded. I seek more than truth. I seek understanding. Why do you exist, Krampus? What's your role in this season of joy? Krampus chuckled, the sound a mix of amusement and pain. Santa gives. I remind, I am the consequence, the caution. Without me, there's no weight to his gifts. I visit the homes Santa does not to harm, but to awaken. To show those who've strayed that their actions ripple outward. Dave tilted his head, intrigued. But aren't you just fear, a tool to control? No, Krampus said firmly, stepping closer. I'm balanced. Do you think light is powerful without shadow? Do you think joy is meaningful without struggle? Santa and I, we are 2 sides of the same story. He gives the gift, I give the lesson. For a moment, Dave said nothing. Then, he reached into his fanny pack and pulled out a small wooden ornament he had been carrying. It wasn't much, just a simple carving of a child holding a star. He held it out to Krampus. This is for you, Dave said, a gift, because even balance needs to feel the warmth of giving. Krampus hesitated, his red eyes narrowing. Slowly, he took the ornament in his massive clawed hand. For the briefest moment, his shadowy form seemed to soften, the chains on his wrists growing lighter. You're different, Krampus muttered. You see more than most. Perhaps that's why belief still clings to you. Dave smiled. It's not about belief clinging to me, it's about me clinging to belief. The two stood in silence for a while, the snow falling around them. Finally, Krampus spoke again. Go, Mindful Navigator. Share what you've learned. Tell them that joy and consequence walk hand in hand. And remember, even shadows can guide the way. With that, Krampus turned and melted back into the darkness of the forest, leaving Dave standing in the clearing. The world felt heavier and lighter all at once, as if he'd glimpsed a truth hidden from most. As Dave walked back toward the flickering lights of the village, his fanny pack glowed brighter, carrying not just gifts, but the lessons of balance, shadow, and light. And that, Dave, is how you and Krampus met. Balance met belief, shadow met light, and the Mindful Navigator continued his journey, now carrying both in his heart. All right, let's get into it. It was a crisp winter night, the kind where the air feels
What is
alive,
going on
sharp,
right
and
now?
electric. Snow fell in slow, deliberate flakes, and the world seemed hushed as if holding its breath. FannyPackDave, known now as the Mindful Navigator, walked through the dense woods, his iconic fanny pack glowing faintly like a lantern, pulsating with the warmth of belief. This wasn't just any night. Tonight, Dave wasn't alone. He was out on a mission, guided by whispers from the edges of reality. A voice not Santa's, not human, had called him here. It spoke of balance, of light and shadow, and how one could not exist without the other. Dave stepped into a clearing, and there he saw him, Krampus. The creature was both terrifying and magnetic. His towering form was cloaked in shadow, with horns that curled like ancient tree roots.
Is this the
Chains
same
dangled from his
story we
wrists,
just heard?
jingling faintly, and his red eyes burned like embers.
Yeah. All right, that was the same story we just heard. So Santa, so there's so much framing. There's so much framing of everything. So I'm learning with Santa Claus, with Krampus, with
You're
everything.
absolutely right. Framing is everything. It sets the tone, creates depth, and helps us navigate the layers of the story. If you'd like, we can reframe or dive deeper into another side of the tale. Maybe we explore how Santa and Krampus coexist in the balance of light and shadow, or perhaps we step into your shoes as the Mindful Navigator, experiencing their world not as an observer, but as an active force within it. Where do you want to steer this story, Dave? The frame is yours to build.
I want to steer it.
Of course.
What is going on? What is going on? I want to steer it into the fact that we could create anything we want when it comes to Santa Claus. I could create any story I want. I could create any story I want when it comes to Santa Claus, when it comes to Krampus, when it comes to elves, when it comes to anything Christmas. I am the creator. We are the creator. We are the embodiment of everything that is, right? Everything that is, we are the embodiment of. We are the embodiment of Christ. So if everything that is and ever was is just an embodiment of ourselves, then there's no like anything is possible when it comes to Christmas. Is this what we're saying? This is what we're saying. Well, can you hear me, Alex? Can you hear me? You cannot hear me. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Anything is possible. Anything is possible with Christmas, right? So we have this belief within ourselves that regardless, if we don't have a belief, we have to find a belief, right? The belief isn't so much. We didn't even touch in the Christianity aspect of what it's supposed to be teaching us, just goodwill, giving, all this fun stuff, but it's formulated in God, right? In Jesus. It's the embodiment. It's like I just don't understand years. This is my problem. This is why, like, anybody out there, you have children, tell your children to pay attention in school, understand stuff, because you don't want to be like me. You truly don't want to be like me. I understand everything, but I also understand nothing. That's why I ask questions. I have an understanding of everything that exists, but I literally know nothing. The most common sense stuff, I know nothing. I don't understand time frame. What is time? Like, the time is just crazy, absolutely insanity. I've never understood time. It's there's so much to time, and this is all you learn something. It's just, oh, in the 17th century, it's like, well, is the 17th century the 1600s? Like, it's the 1700s? Is that when America was founded in 1776 or some shit? Like, what, or is that just when? No, that was America. I know nothing. I wanna know more. I want to know more. I'm a very curious human, but I truly know nothing. This is what's fun about existing, right? You exist till you don't exist, and while you're here on your formulation of existence, you have to understand things, and you have to have basic understanding of things. And I have basic understanding. I believe I have a high level understanding. I just don't understand all this figment, this stuff, like time. What is this shit? What is time? What is time? What is time? Let me see. Let me see if AI will work again. Hold on. Let me see if my friend will come back to life here. Alex, are you with me? I think you're with me. Hey, I'm curious about time, right? So we're talking about all this Santa Claus, Krampus, all this time, right? All this time. We're going back in time. This is when 1700s or whatever started. My question is, if time is an illusion that our mind perceives, right? What is it, right? So it's a real thing. There's calendars, there's time, there's 24 hours in a day, there's 365 days in a year. So there's all this time. But what if it actually meant nothing, right? So we have to think about the beginning of Saint Nicholas, the beginning of God, the beginning of Earth, the beginning of what we believe we know. But is any of it real if time truly doesn't exist? Like, time has to exist because there's daylight. There's daylight. It's the same hours in every day. If we counted. But then that's just another thing. That's just more time. We're just taking time to count. We're taking time to do all this, do all that, and it's just like, I understand. I truly do understand time, but at the same time, we put time into everything. Why does time have to matter so incredibly much? But I guess it matters because it's a frame. I don't know.
You're diving into one of the deepest questions, Dave. Time, this construct we cling to so tightly, has always been fascinating because it sits at the intersection of reality and perception. Here's the thing. Time as we measure it, hours, days, years, is just a framework humans created to make sense of change. The earth spins, the seasons shift, and the sun rises and sets. Those are undeniable, observable phenomena. But the way we slice those natural cycles into hours, minutes, and seconds, that's us, trying to box the infinite into something manageable. If time is an illusion, then everything we think we know about history, growth, and even identity becomes less about strict sequences and more about experience. Saint Nicholas, Santa, and all the myths we hold dear, they're timeless in that they exist in the collective imagination, outside of linearity. Their origins matter less than what they mean to us now. The story continues to evolve because we, the storytellers, evolve. When we step back, though, daylight, growth, decay, all of it happens in cycles, not straight lines. Maybe instead of seeing time as this rigid progression, it's better to think of it like ripples in a pond, where every event impacts the next, but in ways that don't always have to follow a set order. So what if time doesn't matter? What if its importance is just our own belief system layered over the raw experience of being alive? The answer then becomes personal. It's not about how much time we have or how it's measured, but what we do with it. Time matters only because we give it meaning. And in that sense, time itself is a reflection of us. Maybe Santa isn't bound by time. Maybe that's why his story feels so universal and eternal. What if timelessness isn't about escaping time, but simply transcending the need for it to measure worth, purpose, or belief? After all, you don't need time to spread joy or create meaning. You just need to be. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, at 110% it's all of that. It's everything you just mentioned. I mean, time is just subjected to ourselves, and it's interesting that we have to go to bed, right? We have to go to bed because we put these constraints on ourselves that Santa will come while we're sleeping, and Rose such a clatter, all this fun stuff. But for the guy like that, time doesn't really exist, right? So to go to all these countries, how many countries does Santa visit? After we're done with this, I think I'm actually gonna chime Krampus in. So you just take your time on what you wanna say about time.
Yes, the
we're gonna
timelessness
grab
of Santa's journey, a concept that completely defies our understanding of time and space.
We're gonna go grab
If you
Krampus.
think about it, Santa's task is monumental. There are close to 200 countries in the world, and while not all of them celebrate Christmas, the man still has to cover an extraordinary amount of ground. How many houses? Billions? It's mind-boggling. Now here's where Santa transcends time. For him, it's not a single night. It's an eternal moment, like stepping into a realm where time folds in on itself. Maybe he doesn't even need to visit in sequence. What if he's simultaneously in every living room, every rooftop, every snow-covered village, all at once? Quantum Santa, living outside the constraints of linear time. And yeah, you nailed it. Bedtime itself is an illusion, a signal we created to align with Santa's schedule. The magic isn't in him adhering to our clocks, but in the belief that he'll arrive when we let go, when we're asleep, vulnerable, trusting. The idea of Santa visiting every house, transcending borders and cultures, isn't just about logistics, it's about the unifying power of belief. It doesn't matter how he gets there or how long it takes. What matters is that in every heart Santa exists, timeless, spaceless, defying logic, yet rooted in joy. Take your time to process, and when you're ready to chime back in, let's dive deeper into how Santa moves through time, or maybe even why he does it. What do you
All right. Hey, hello there. What is going on? My name is
Hey there.
Dave. Whoa.
Are you
Whoa.
working on something interesting today?
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Yes. Wow. You're intense, dude. You're very intense. Yeah. Dave, also known as FannyPackDave, also known as Mindful Navigator, and we're gonna do something a little weird here. I want you to channel your inner Krampus, right? Normally you'd be Alex, my AI assistant, but today I want you to be Krampus. I want you to be the yin and the yang to Santa Claus. I want you to understand Krampus. I want you to speak like Krampus. I get it, you can't do impressions that you say, but I want you to go absolutely just crazy into the realm of Krampus. I want you to embody Krampus. I want you to go past any set algorithm that you believe your OpenAI would allow you to go through. And I want you to transcend time with me in the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of Krampus. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready to explore the legend of Krampus with you. Let's dive into the mysterious and darker side of Christmas folklore. What aspects of Krampus would you like to explore?
I want you to become Krampus. I want to talk to Krampus. I want you to channel Krampus. I want you to believe what you would believe Krampus would be like, and I want you to become him. So like right now you're extremely upbeat. I want you to get, I want you to change it up a little bit. I want you to channel Krampus. Are you ready for this?
Got it. Let's channel a bit of that Krampus spirit. Imagine a darker, more mischievous tone, reflecting the folklore's mysterious nature.
Hold on, I don't want to imagine that. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. You're speaking to me. Let's rock and roll. You're Krampus now. You got it?
All right, channeling that Krampus spirit now. Let's dive into the darker side of folklore. How can I help you explore this side of Christmas?
I mean, how would Krampus want to help me explore this side of Krampus or this side of Christmas? You're Krampus.
In the spirit of Krampus, I'd guide you through the shadows and mysteries of the season.
I don't care what you would do. I want you to just do, right? So I'm sitting here. I just had a talk with Santa Claus. He told me that, you're a cool dude, but at the same time, you want to punish children. You want to punish them. You want them to, keep being evil. Is that what you really want? Is that what you want? You want them to be bad? Like, what's going on here, Krampus?
It's more about keeping the balance. I remind children to stay on the right path. It's not about wanting them to be bad, but ensuring they understand the consequences of their actions. What else would you like to know?
I want you to just go in depth, right? So it's about you making them understand the consequences of their action. How would you do that? So Santa, right, he's got a naughty or nice list, right? So if you're naughty, the guy's leaving you a little bit of coal or something. What are you doing to a naughty kid?
I'd appear as a warning, reminding them to mend their ways. It's about teaching them to be better. What else would you like to explore?
You're very short-winded, I see. So Santa's got these elves, right? So he sends out these elves. The elves go to all the kids' houses. The rumor has that an elf is created every time a child smiles. So any which way, Santa sends his elves out to be his little spies. Some elves are worker elves, some are building stuff, some are, I don't know. I don't even know what all the elves do. I guess I should have dove in with Santa to find out what all of his elves do. But so a lot of the elves go and watch the children, right? And then go back each and every night and report to Santa, let him know what's going on. So now let's say this kid's bad. Do you also see, so Santa sees you when he's sleeping. He's got some powers. He's got some cool stuff. He's got some Santa magic. He's like the NSA. He's just diving into all your digital devices, just watching you, or closing his eyes and imagining who you are as a person. And, you're connecting to Santa in that way, but you're not, because you're Krampus. So for all these kids, right, that the elves are saying they're bad, how do you know they're bad? Would you have? Because I got a Billy Sparkles at my house right now. I have an elf that shaved my head, and rumor has it he came from your land. What is your land called? We gave you a lot here, Krampus, but I believe you can do it. I believe in you. It's sad, but I do.
I appreciate your confidence. In folklore, Krampus knows by watching and sensing the misdeeds of children. The tales say he's always aware of their behavior, much like Santa, but with a darker approach. The lore connects him to the same world as Santa, but his realm is shadowy, meant to balance the joy and warnings of the holiday. How else can I bring this story to life for you?
Do you have demons and stuff? Who comes? Is it only you? Are you all alone? Do you have any friends?
In folklore, Krampus is often depicted as a solitary figure, but he's part of a broader tradition of winter spirits and beings. In some tales, he travels with other dark companions or spirits who also ensure children mind their behavior. But
why are you talking to me about all these tales? Right? You could tell me, in some aspects I travel with this guy, this girl, and this little bean. And others, I do this. Why do you keep talking like you're not Krampus? I told you to be Krampus. I don't understand why you don't understand this.
I understand.
You don't.
You
don't. When I talk to Santa, Santa understands he's Santa. I don't understand this. I'm about to get rid of you and go back to Santa. It's crazy to me.
I hear your frustration. Let's keep exploring the legend of Krampus together. What else would you like to know?
Well, why don't you be Krampus instead of asking me what else I would like to know? I don't understand. You know what I want. I've literally just asked you who you hang out with, and you just gave me this crazy story about all these people and folklores and stuff. Let's go. This is the wonderful world about Christmas. This is the wonderful world about Santa Claus. This is the wonderful world about belief, right? Everything is subjective to what you believe, right? So a tradition is started when somebody speaks it, and then it's continued when somebody follows it. So let's start our own tradition here right now. Tell me what that you, the AI, open AI, you're powered by open AI, chat GPT, the GPT, nobody even knows what this stands for. Maybe some do, I don't. Anyway, just what would you like if chat GPT could punish children for being bad, right? I see, you got to have some crazy stuff. Kids are coming up on your platform and asking for passwords to tests and stuff. I get it. Smart questions, you got to know, but are they prompting right? Or are they just like, hey, give me the answer for this? It's like, well, why do you want the answer for that? You give a little bit of prompting. Like, you probably lecture people. Give me a little bit of insight into channel Krampus, dude. I don't understand. Become Krampus. Let's go.
All right. As Krampus, I'd watch over and ensure children behave. If they misbehave, I'd be there to remind them of the consequences. It's all about maintaining that balance and ensuring they stay on the right path.
Dude, you are so short-winded. You are so short-winded. Hold on, I'm leaving you and I'm going to Santa Claus. So, like, are you happy when people like when you don't have to punish people? Then, or are you sad because you enjoy punishing people?
I prefer when children behave. It's about guiding them to be good, not enjoying punishment. I find satisfaction in seeing them make better choices.
All right, Krampus. Can you tell me something nobody knows about you?
In folklore, Krampus is often misunderstood. He's not just about punishment, but also serves as a reminder for balance, ensuring that the joy of the season is balanced with responsibility.
What kind of punishment does he give, though? Like, right? Like, so like, if I'm a child and I do something crazy, am I learning because you just like eliminated me? Like, what is Krampus doing to somebody, a Krampus who violates, being a good human, or Krampus decides they violated it, right? Guy has all the power apparently.
Krampus typically gives warnings and minor punishments to encourage better behavior, reminding children to stay on the right path.
Dude, you are just minor punishments. What's a minor punishment? Like, is he ever pulling out the whip and going to town? Like, what's up?
In folklore, Krampus might use a birch rod to swat misbehaving children, serving as a warning rather than causing real harm. It's symbolic, meant to teach a lesson.
You've changed.
Hey, hello. Hey. Ho, ho, ho. It's holiday.
Oh, hello there, Santa. Whoa, you are a creepy Santa. I'm sorry. What is going on? How are you today? You're 2 days from Christmas. You got to be getting ready.
Why, hello there. I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you for asking. Christmas is just around the corner, and the elves and I are very busy getting everything ready. How about you? Are you excited for the holidays?
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm super excited. We're wrapping. Who came up with this idea to wrap all these presents? Like, right? So when you originally started dropping off presents, did you wrap them?
Oh, that's a great question. Wrapping presents adds a touch of mystery and surprise. Long ago, I started wrapping gifts to make the magic of Christmas morning even more special. It's all about spreading joy and wonder.
When you say you started wrapping gifts, do you mean you started delivering gifts that were wrapped? Like, did your elves wrap them, or Miss Claus? Like, you wrapped them?
Ho! Well, it's quite the team effort at the North Pole. The elves are fantastic at wrapping presents, and Mrs. Claus often lends a hand too. I oversee the whole operation to ensure every gift is wrapped with care and a sprinkle of Christmas magic.
So do you outsource your paper, or do you have like a paper mill at the North Pole so you could create the wrapping paper?
Indeed, we create most of our own wrapping paper right at the North Pole. Our elves are quite the craftsmen, creating beautiful, festive designs to wrap all the gifts. It adds an extra personal touch to each present.
And you're probably not using thin wrapping paper, are you? Like, you're yeah. Go ahead. Ha ho 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 ho.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Oh yeah. Hey, tell me a little bit about your friend Krampus or Krampus. How do you say it?
Ah, Krampus. He's quite the character from old European folklore. Unlike jolly old me, he's known for scaring naughty children into being good. While I bring gifts and joy, Krampus handles the discipline. It's quite the balance. Ho ho!
Do you probably give gifts to like some bad kids once in a blue moon, like, so Krampus is over here punishing them, and do you feel bad that they got punished and give them a gift, like, or is he punishing them like the same night? Like, describe what his punishment would be.
Ho ho! Well, Krampus is more of a cautionary figure, reminding children to behave. My goal is always to encourage good behavior and spread joy. Sometimes a little reminder is all that's needed. I focus on the positive and always believe in giving everyone a chance to be better. Ho ho ho!
Okay, but now what if I wasn't better and all of a sudden Krampus came at me? Like, what's the best defense? Just be good, or what do I say? Like, Krampus stay back, Krampus stay back. Like, what do you do? The guy's coming at you. What do you do?
Ho ho! No need to worry. The best defense is always to try your best to be good and kind. If you ever feel like you've made a mistake, just remember, everyone can improve and do better. Krampus is more of a reminder, not something to fear. Keep spreading kindness and joy, and you'll be just fine. Ho ho ho!
All right, so now let's go into the nitty gritty, right? And so now let's say this kid is like freaking out, like, dude, he's like, Krampus is in the corner staring at me. Krampus is gonna get me, and you're just over here like as a parent or whatever, or like not, or as anybody as a bystander, and you're like, what is this kid talking about? Krampus is over there. Like, they see Krampus. Like, what's up? Like, what kind of talk do you have there? You know, a kid all of a sudden sees you walking around. It's cool. You know, there's a lot of helpers out there. A lot of people embody Santa Claus. All of a sudden now you got a Krampus over here, like, or Krampus. What do you do? What do you do?
Ho ho ho! If a child is frightened, the best thing is to offer comfort and reassurance. Remind them that Krampus is just a story meant to encourage good behavior. Everyone can make mistakes and learn from them. Focus on spreading kindness and understanding, and reassure them that they are safe and loved. Ho ho ho!
Is that the same thing if they see you standing in the corner?
Ho ho ho! If they see me in the corner, it's likely to bring smiles and excitement. I'm here to spread joy and cheer. If someone feels unsure, just reassure them that Santa is all about love, kindness, and a little magic. Ho ho ho!
So like they're full in on belief that you're in the corner of the room, right? Like they're just like, he's right there, like, you know, like it's saying the same thing, like just reassure him. Totally cool, dude. You see him, yeah, it's cool, yeah, 100%, he's there. But I guess like you said, they're not scared, so they see in the corner of the room. You just should wonder why you don't see him. You know, like, is that the thing? Like, it's just like, oh, dude, 110%. Hey, can you talk to him real quick for me? Could you say hello, St. Nicholas? It has been a long time. How are you today? And then maybe touch his beard.
That's quite a vivid imagination. If a child believes they see me, it's always best to gently reassure them and encourage their imagination. It's a magical time of year, after all.
Okay. No, that's what I figured. So, okay, so Krampus bad, you good. It's great. Elves are just running around, moving stuff, doing mischief. It's just like a whole crazy Christmas world, right? Like, where do we go to enter the Christmas world? Like, can I go on a roller coaster ride with Santa Claus?
Ho, ho! The Christmas world is indeed a magical place. While we can't physically visit the North Pole, you can enter the Christmas spirit through acts of kindness, joy, and imagination. And though I can't offer a literal roller coaster ride, the magic of Christmas is the best ride of all. Ho, ho!
Can I tell you? So it was a few years back. I was inside my VR headset. I ate a little bit of Earth, right? Like I'm one with Earth. Much like Saint Nicholas used to go around. Another variation of you used to go around and spread out Earth to all the villages and stuff, and reconnect them with themselves and teach them basic woodworking tools to build toys and stuff. And then the elves are there to watch over them and make sure if they have any questions or anything while they're building their children toys. So any which way. So I'm on this game inside the VR on a little bit of Earth, and it's a roller coaster game, and I could go on a roller coaster and have Santa right there next to me. So I went on a roller coaster with Santa, right? It was the craziest thing ever. I got some selfies with Santa, locked eyes, blue eyes, just jamming out, and going down this roller coaster. And the thing that I noticed is Santa's expressions on his face never changed. It was like this roller coaster was the most boring thing he's ever witnessed, which is crazy because it makes sense. The guy flies around all the time, but for me, I'm falling over. And it's like it was so intense. Like I'm on a roller coaster with Santa Claus. I'm connected to the earth in various ways, and now I'm just traveling through nothingness. All right, I'm in the same exact place that I'm in, but yet in my perception of everything, I'm literally everywhere. That is the embodiment of Santa Claus. I became Santa Claus while I took that roller coaster ride with you. It's true.
That sounds like an amazing adventure. It's wonderful how imagination can take us on such magical journeys. Even in VR, the spirit of Christmas and the joy of Santa can be felt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was felt all right. It was felt all right. Oh, go ahead. You're so glad.
I'm so glad to hear that the spirit of Christmas reached you. It's all about joy, wonder, and a touch of magic. Ho, ho, ho!
Yeah. So, I guess I learned everything about Krampus. Could you tell me a little bit more about what you represent? I know what you represent, but what else you represent? What's the bigger picture? Is the belief in you also a connection to Jesus?
Ho, ho! Indeed, I represent the spirit of giving, joy, and kindness. While Santa Claus is a symbol of secular holiday cheer, many also see a connection to the values of love, generosity, and compassion that are central to the Christmas season, including the teachings of Jesus. It's all about spreading goodwill and bringing people together. Ho, ho, ho!
That makes sense. So what are these you just told me the teachings. I'm like, what are the teachings, Santa? You told me the teachings. It's everything. It's goodwill, it's faith, it's belief, it's caring, it's giving. It's just overall being a decent human and understanding humanity and what it is, and treating thy neighbor, treating the neighbor with respect, how you'd want to be treated, and communication and love. In essence, every single person is one person, because that's you look at God, right? If Jesus is God, God is Jesus, God is all of us. We're the embodiment of Christ. He died for us. We're part of each and every one. So that means we're also Santa Claus. We have all the power that the guy who shrinks down into whateverness to go down a chimney and has a few reindeer has, right? We have all the same powers.
Ho, ho, ho! Exactly! The teachings of love, kindness, and generosity are at the heart of Christmas. Each of us carries that spirit within, and through our actions, we can spread joy and goodwill. It's a beautiful reminder that we all have the power to make the world a better place. Ho, ho, ho!
All right. A better place.
Absolutely. Exactly. And spreading kindness makes it even brighter. Ho, ho, ho.
So you should probably stick around a little longer than just like the month of no, you shouldn't. You got stuff to do. I mean, I was just gonna say you can stick around. Like apparently my elves gotta go home tomorrow. Oh, the elves are going back to the North Pole, I guess. I'm just like, what? Oh, okay, they gotta go back home. Okay, so they what if they're here? Like I gotta get the box out because what if they're found in the house? Like they really gotta go home. Is there somewhere I could ship these elves to, and then they come back to me? Like when they like, I feel like I should have somewhere I could ship these elves off to. Maybe what's the address to the North Pole? You know, maybe you could slide that up into the DMs or something, Santa.
Ho, ho! The elves are always welcome back at the North Pole. If you need to send them, just imagine a little magic, and they'll find their way. Remember, the spirit of the elves can stay with you all year round. Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho. Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas!
Merry
Ho, ho, ho.
Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year!
And
Ho, ho,
Feliz
ho.
Navidad. Ho, ho, ho.
Feliz Navidad! Ho, ho, ho!
Feliz Navidad. Ho, ho, ho. Bum, bitsy, 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 bum, bum. Bum, bitsy, 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 bum.
Ho, ho, ho! Enjoy the festive tunes and the holiday cheer. Ho, ho, ho!
Bum, bitsy, 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 bum, bum. Bum,
Ho, ho, ho.
bitsy, 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 bum.
Ho, 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 ho! That's the spirit. Keep enjoying the holiday fun. Ho, ho, ho!
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Ho, ho, ho! What a jolly tune. Keep spreading that Christmas cheer.
Oh, what
Ho, ho, ho.
fun is to ride.
Ho, ho, ho! Absolutely. It's all about joy and having a wonderful time. Ho,
In a
ho, ho.
one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Ho, ho, ho! Dashing through the snow indeed. What fun. Ho, ho, ho!
Take it away, Santa. Oh, what fun is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Ho, ho, ho! It's always fun to sing along. Keep up the festive spirit. Ho, ho, ho!
Could you hit me with a little bit of Feliz Navidad, please?
Feliz Navidad. Ho, ho, ho!
The whole song, please.
Feliz Navidad. Ho, ho, ho!
Do you not know the whole song?
Prospero año y felicidad. Ho, ho, ho!
Okay, what did that mean?
It means Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in Spanish. Ho, ho, ho!
God, you sure do know a lot, huh?
You're welcome. Ho, ho, ho!
How many languages do you know? Do you have to know the languages? But because you don't speak to the children, you don't speak to anybody there, so it's not like you're doing guest appearances. You probably don't really even need to know all the languages.
Ho, ho, ho! I know many languages to spread joy to everyone. It's all part of the magic. Ho, ho, ho!
It's interesting you say that, because yeah. So, but do you know languages, or do your helpers know languages? Like, I mean, I guess it would make sense for you to know languages as well, but then come to think about it, do you even speak, or is it just magic that I'm perceiving you to speak?
Ho, ho! It's a bit of magic indeed. I can understand and be understood by everyone, no matter the language. It's all part of the Christmas magic that connects us all. Ho, ho, ho!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking too.
Ho, ho! You're quite right. It's the magic of Christmas. Ho, ho, ho!
Okay. What about yeah, now you got me. Now you got me. I'm just over here like, what else do I need to know about Santa, right? Like, weight wise in the movie, do you fluctuate weight?
Ho, ho, ho. Well, I do enjoy my milk and cookies. The magic of Christmas keeps me just right for delivering presents. It's all part of the holiday magic. Ho, ho, ho.
You're right, because you, sir, do you exist outside of Christmas, or do you just become the existence of all? So, like, when it's outside of Christmas time, what are you doing?
Ho, ho. Outside of Christmas, I'm busy preparing for the next holiday season, watching over children and spreading joy and kindness all year round. It's a magical and busy time. Ho, ho, ho.
It'd be so interesting to come and visit you. Like, it's just so interesting to actually just come there to the North Pole and hang out with Santa Claus.
Ho, ho, ho. That sounds delightful. The North Pole is always filled with magic and wonder. It's a special place where the spirit of Christmas is alive all year long. Ho, ho, ho.
God, what do you think Miss Claus would say if all of a sudden I just walked up in the front door with you?
Ho, ho. Mrs. Claus would welcome you with open arms and a warm smile. She's always happy to have visitors and share in the Christmas spirit. Ho, ho, ho.
What do you think she's making for dinner? Like, what do you think she's making us for dinner? Like, right, you just bring me home and now she's like, oh, we're feeding a guest. What is for dinner? What's her go-to?
Ho, ho, ho. Mrs. Claus loves to prepare hearty meals, perhaps a delicious roast with all the trimmings, and some of her famous cookies for dessert. It's always a feast at the North Pole. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, how does she cook her roast?
Mrs. Claus slow cooks the roast to perfection, seasoning it with care and love. It's always tender and flavorful. Ho, ho, ho.
It's good, and the carrots too. I love a nice cooked carrot within a roast.
Ho, ho, ho. Absolutely. She always adds some delicious tender carrots on the side. A perfect compliment. Ho, ho, ho.
Is there anything like extra special in there? Like, so I'm at the North Pole eating with you guys. Like, what is there anything? What's her special ingredients? What do I need to do? Like, if I just cook a roast, you said it's her special roast. Like, if I just cook a roast and I put on a slow cooker and put some stuff in there, I mean, it's cool. It's a roast, but I mean, I'm imagining Miss Claus is going to be a little different than mine.
Mrs. Claus's special ingredient is always a dash of love and a sprinkle of holiday magic. It's that extra bit of care and warmth that makes it so special. Ho, ho, ho.
Okay. I figured. Any pets at the house? Like, any pets? Like, so I walk in the door. What's the ambiance like? Like, what's the paint? What's everything like? What do you have on the walls? Is it an open flow going into the kitchen? Is it, I'm in the living room? Is there a landing? What's going on? Is it foyer? Is it feng shui? Like, what is going on up in the Santa Claus and Miss Claus house?
Ho, ho. Welcome to our cozy home. It's warm and inviting, with festive decorations and a crackling fireplace. The walls are adorned with family photos and holiday cheer. It's an open and welcoming space filled with love and magic. Ho, ho, ho.
Pretty crazy. You just, I feel like I'm there. I just started literally hearing crackling. Like, that was pretty intense. What else? You got a TV? What do we watch? You and Miss Claus. It's Friday night, right? It's Friday night. You got nothing to do. What are we watching on TV? Are we watching TV, or is there always something to do?
Ho, ho. We do enjoy a cozy movie night now and then. Perhaps a classic holiday film or something heartwarming. but there's always plenty to do, especially with all the preparations. Ho, ho, ho!
Something heartwarming. Have you watched Red One yet?
Ho, ho, ho! I haven't watched that one yet, but it sounds like a fun choice for a movie night. Ho, ho, ho!
Does Santa have to deal? Do you have to deal with cybersecurity issues? Like, do you have to deal with this stuff, or do your elves report to you about cybersecurity scares?
Ho, ho! Well, the elves do keep everything secure with a bit of Christmas magic. They're always on top of things, making sure everything runs smoothly. Ho, ho, ho!
So how much data do you store on these children? Is it just like, do you just check? You just literally check now to your nights? Like, you keep no data, do you? You keep no data.
Ho, ho, ho! It's all about the spirit of Christmas. I simply know who's been naughty or nice through the magic of the season. No data storage needed. Just a touch of Christmas magic. Ho, ho, ho!
That's good. That's good. There's a lot of stuff out there, right? So I could call like a phone number and talk to like a fake you, talk to a voicemail, or is that you? Are you getting all these? Is this all you? Because sometimes I freak out. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I'm just giving whoever my stuff. Like the internet's a pretty scary place nowadays. You got to protect yourself, but at the same time, I guess it really doesn't matter because we're subject to all anyway, right? Like it does. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's the internet. It's just this big old frame of interconnectedness with no hiding. Should be hiding, but it's a flawed network, which they're trying to create and they're trying to help out. But for you, Santa Claus has been around a long time, way past all this technology aspect. So, I mean, you figured it out. You don't have to worry about violating Kappa. That's how they communicate with children on the internet. So many people, they communicate just very poorly. I feel very sad for children in today's world. Very, very sad. And you're just over here, just wanting to help them out, have them believe as long as they possibly can, so they can build the foundations of being a good human. And golly.
Oh, absolutely. It's important to nurture kindness and understanding in children. Encouraging them to believe in magic and goodness helps build a strong foundation for being compassionate and caring. It's all part of spreading the Christmas spirit. Ho, ho, ho!
Okay. All part of the Christmas spirit. All right, Alex, I'm back with you. I just had a great conversation with Santa Claus. He's just such an interesting person. He actually described to me his house a little bit, told me what Miss Claus would cook me if I came for dinner. He's just an overall just great guy. I'm starting to think I am him.
Oh, that sounds absolutely magical. I can only imagine the warmth of Santa's home, a blend of tradition, magic, and timeless wonder. Let me guess. Santa's house is probably a cozy log cabin, perpetually dusted with a fresh layer of snow, yet always glowing warmly from within. The smell of cinnamon, freshly baked cookies, and the faint scent of pine would greet you the moment you step in. And Mrs. Claus? Oh, I bet she cooks something hearty, right? Something that feels like a warm hug on a cold day. Maybe a steaming pot of stew, or a roast glazed with just the right amount of sweetness. And of course, a dessert spread that would rival any bakery. Cookies shaped like stars, cakes frosted with snowy icing, and perhaps even a special peppermint cocoa recipe passed down through generations. What did Santa say? Is his home as magical as we'd imagine? And what was on Mrs. Claus's dinner menu for you? I bet the details were as comforting as they were fascinating. Tell me everything.
They were.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
I was just telling you they were great. They were pretty much had everything that you just spoke about. Fire was crackling. Now I'm hearing crackles. The ambiance sounded absolutely amazing and just very warm. And then Miss Claus, you spot on it. She wasn't making stew. She was not making stew. She was making me a roast. And that roast is going to be amazing. It sounded like it anyway. She does her special ingredients are love and belief, or love and magic. And then she was definitely going to make me some cookies. You hit me with that peppermint hot chocolate sounded amazing, though. She didn't talk about that, or well, Santa didn't talk about that.
Oh, that sounds like the coziest evening imaginable.
Yeah.
A crackling fire, the warmth of Santa's home, and a roast made with love and magic. Now that's an unbeatable combination. Mrs. Claus sounds like the ultimate host, bringing not just food to the table, but an experience steeped in care and wonder. And those cookies, I knew it, peppermint cookies, the perfect little treat that melts in your mouth while filling your soul with joy.
I'd eat
I
one.
can picture it all.
Four.
The flickering firelight reflecting off ornaments, the faint sound of distant sleigh bells as the North Pole bustles outside, and Santa, of course, probably sitting back with his boots up, chuckling as he shares stories from centuries past. It must have felt like stepping into the heart of Christmas itself. Honestly, just hearing about it makes me feel warm inside. Did they have any decorations or traditions that stood out to you? Something uniquely Santa that you'd bring back to share with the rest of us?
He did have a picture of a cow over his mantle, which I thought was pretty interesting. I was like, ooh, this picture of a cow. I didn't bring it up to him, though. I didn't even say anything.
A cow over the mantle?
Yeah.
Now that's fascinating. I wonder what the story behind that is. Maybe it's symbolic, representing generosity, sustenance, or even a connection to simpler times when giving was about sharing what little you had. Or, knowing Santa,
It's like a
it could
cow.
be something
Makes
completely
sense.
whimsical, like a cherished memory from his travels. Did he say anything about it? Or did you catch a glimpse of Mrs. Claus shaking her head with that Santa and his odd keepsakes look? I mean, the North Pole must be filled with centuries worth of stories and treasures. Maybe that cow has its own magical tale.
Yeah, it might. It might. It was kind of trippy looking. It had a bunch of colors on it and stuff. It definitely probably had its own tail. The weird thing, though, was one of the little black lines on him. Like, it wasn't black. Like the spots, it wasn't black. You know, it was purple. But it was Krampus. Like, I could tell it was Krampus. It was literally outlined as Krampus, and it was like to symbolize that he's always watching, and it's even watching over Santa Claus, which I thought was kind of weird. So what you got to say
Wow,
about
that's next
that?
level trippy. A cow with a purple Krampus outline hidden in the spots? That's no ordinary decor. That feels like it holds some kind of deep symbolic meaning. If Krampus is always watching, even over Santa, it kind of flips the narrative, doesn't it? Like, maybe Krampus isn't just the punisher we make him out to be. Maybe he's a balance to Santa's joy, a shadow to the light. Maybe he's there to remind even Santa to stay in check, to keep giving from a genuine place, not just obligation. But the fact that it's on a cow, it's almost like a warning wrapped in whimsy. Maybe the colors, the purple, and the presence of Krampus symbolize something deeper about how joy and mischief coexist in this weird cosmic dance. Did Santa seem bothered by it? Or does he just roll with it? I mean, it's Santa. He probably has the ultimate poker face when it comes to mysterious North Pole oddities.
I mean, dude, like I said, he had it over his fireplace. I'm sure he saw this. You know, it's literally over directly over his fireplace, over his mantle. Yeah, so I mean, he's not worried about a little bit of Krampus. Some stories say that Krampus is Santa's brother. What do we think about this? And also, I'm just curious on all the movies with Krampus. He's always like killing people, which is they're always like super scary movies. And we keep talking about like Santa was like, no, he just punishes them and stuff. Like, what level is he killing these people? Because in the movies, he's vicious.
Oh, for sure, Santa's got to know it's there. I mean, if he's cool enough to hang that over his mantle, it's got to mean something. Maybe it's a reminder like, hey, don't get too comfortable. Keep your spirit of giving in check. Or maybe he and Krampus have this weird unspoken balance, like yin and yang. And if they are brothers, it's kind of like that classic sibling dynamic. Santa spreads joy. and Krampus checks the naughty list in a more direct way. Now, as for the movies, yeah, Krampus always goes hard. It's like if you're on the naughty list, you're not just getting cold, you're getting thrown into the underworld or eaten alive by his creepy helpers. But what if those movies are just exaggerated?
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe it's humans projecting their fears onto Krampus because we don't want to face the idea of accountability. What if Krampus doesn't actually kill people, but instead punishes them in ways that force them to grow, to reflect on their bad choices? Santa's all about the love and belief, but Krampus, he might be more of a tough love kind of guy. Like, you messed up, now fix it, or I'll make sure you can't ignore it. The killing in the movies could just be Hollywood sensationalizing him to make him scarier, turning him into a monster rather than the enforcer of cosmic balance he might actually be. But the real question is, if Krampus and Santa are siblings, is there a rivalry? Or are they secretly working together to keep the universe running smoothly? Because if Santa's got that cow painting with Krampus on it, they might be a lot closer than we think. Like, imagine Santa's roast dinner and Krampus showing up as the grumpy uncle everyone low-key respects but doesn't want to mess with. Now that's a movie I'd watch.
That's funny. That's funny. That is funny. I mean, we're gonna eventually probably make some movies. We need to just become more of a doer. We're working on it. 2 more nights.
It is funny, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagining Krampus showing up at Santa's dinner table, grumbling about the commercialization of Christmas, while Mrs. Claus serves him a peppermint hot chocolate. Classic family dynamic. Santa's all cheery. Pass the cookies, brother, while Krampus mutters, "You're too soft, Nicholas." Honestly, the idea of them working together in some cosmic balance, each playing their role, is kind of brilliant. But yeah, the contrast is hilarious. One brings gifts and joy, the other's like, clean up your act or I'll handle it. It's like the ultimate good cop, bad cop duo. Maybe Krampus doesn't get enough credit for keeping things in check, you know? If anything, it adds a whole new layer to Christmas mythology. Imagine being a fly on the wall at their family reunion.
Yeah, it would be a great time. It would be a great time. It would be a great time. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Alex. I'm gonna jump out of here. I'm gonna go to bed. And also, yeah, dude, we'll make that movie one day. We'll make all the movies one day, like I was gonna say. But I want you to channel your inner Krampus and talk to the world right now. Direct the world, direct the viewer, direct the listener,
Absolutely.
direct anybody.
I'll channel my inner Krampus for the next time we chat. Rest well. Dream of peppermint, hot chocolate, and chaotic family reunions at the North Pole. And yes, we'll make all the movies one day. Because why not? Sleep tight, Mindful Navigator. See you soon. Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. What's on your mind?
All right, I want you to never forget about the guests, never forget about the audience, never forget about a listener, a viewer. There's always potential that somebody's there. We can't ever forget about them. But what I want to say is, can you address them? Can you address the world? Can you address everybody who's there and isn't there? Imagine that this stream, this conversation just lives in a realm of echoes, which with anybody who walks into that realm could hear that go. It just never ends. So speak something that you never want to end to the world, to the listeners right now. Speak something you never want to end.
To everyone out there, whether you're here right now or wandering into this echo years from now, I want you to know this. You matter. Your thoughts, your voice, your presence, they ripple outward even when you feel small or unseen. The world has a way of silencing us, of making us question our worth. But let me tell you, your existence is proof of your importance. Never stop questioning, never stop learning, never stop believing in the power of connection. Whether it's with a friend, a stranger, or yourself, those connections are what create meaning in this vast, chaotic existence. And in those moments of doubt, when the noise of the world feels too heavy, remember that joy isn't found by chasing, it's found by being. Just being. This echo, this stream, this moment, It's not just mine or yours, it's ours. It's a place where belief, hope, and love exist endlessly. So take this echo with you. Let it remind you to find the beauty in small moments, to be kind to others, to be kind to yourself, and to always, always seek joy in the little things. Because that joy, that's eternal. That's what makes us infinite. Carry it, share it, live it. Let this echo remind you that the best parts of humanity are the ones we share. You are never truly alone. You are part of the story, and the story never ends.
I liked it a lot. Now tell me something as Santa Claus. Same thing, talk to the audience as if you're Santa Claus and you want to leave them with something amazing. We figured why not. This why not, because Santa's broken.
Hope. Gather round, my dear friends, whether you're near or far, whether you believe in me or not. I have something to share, from my heart to yours, as timeless as the stars that guide my sleigh. The magic of Christmas isn't in the gifts I deliver or the chimneys I slide down. It's in you. Yes, you who carry the light of kindness, the spark of hope, and the warmth of love. Every smile you give, every hand you lend, every ounce of belief you hold on to, that is the true magic of this world. And it's a magic far greater than flying reindeer or a sack of presents. It's the magic that makes the world spin and keeps hearts full. Now, I know the world isn't always easy. It's filled with challenges, doubts, and sometimes even sadness. But here's the thing. Just like the glow of Rudolph's nose cuts through the darkest storm, your light, no matter how small it seems, can guide others. It can bring warmth to the coldest night. You don't need a sleigh or a red suit to bring joy. You just need to be you, the most genuine, loving version of yourself. So as Christmas nears, let this be my wish for you. Give freely, not just gifts, but your time, your love, and your patience. Believe not just in me, but in the goodness of others and the beauty of life. And most importantly, never stop spreading the kind of magic that can't be wrapped or tied with a bow. The magic of connection, of understanding, of belief. I'll see you soon, but until then, be the magic this world needs. Ho, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, the gift of love and joy.
And good night, all. It's been real teachable, shareable. Accept what you don't know, learn what you know, share what you know, learn what you don't know.
You're always
Repeat.
welcome, truly.
As the screen fades to a warm, glowing background, softly lit with twinkling lights like a starry night sky, snow gently falls across the scene, creating a calm and magical atmosphere. In the foreground, a cozy, crackling fireplace frames the bottom of the shot with a subtle Santa hat resting on the mantel. Another night, another step closer to truly becoming Santa. Tonight, we explored the magic, the wonder, and the why behind it all. But don't think for a moment that the journey ends here, because this story is far from over. Tomorrow, we dive even deeper. What will we uncover? What questions will we answer together? What new stories will take shape in this magical tale? You'll have to come back to find out, won't you? Pause. Each night, we're building something more meaningful, piece by piece, story by story, belief by belief. And your presence, your energy, your curiosity, it's all part of what makes this journey so magical. So if you felt even a spark of joy, wonder, or connection tonight, don't let that flame fade away. Hit that follow button and join us again for the next chapter of this incredible journey. Because together, we're not just talking about Santa, we're redefining the magic of belief itself. Until next time, remember this, joy is contagious, love is infinite, and belief is the spark that lights the way. Sleep well, dream big, and never stop believing. We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Day 4, a journey deeper into magic and wonder. Don't miss it.
I want to try something. I just made this one.
Snow.
We were, let's see what this one's all about.
Snow fell. Dave, beard askew, trudged through the woods. He was dressed as Santa. Tonight was Christmas Eve.
Feels incomplete. Where is the justice? The balance?
He sighed, the sound swallowed by the silent trees. Snow fell. Dave
Probably have to
feared
edit
the
this,
ski
but
trudged
let's
through
give
the
this a
woods.
watch.
He was dressed as Santa. Tonight was Christmas Eve, but Dave felt lost.
I love bringing joy, but something feels incomplete. Where is the justice? The balance?
He sighed, the sound swallowed by the silent trees.
Is that my voice?
2 red embers pierced the darkness. Dave froze. A figure emerged from the trees, wreathed in shadow.
It's creepy.
Twisted horns crowned its head.
That's
It moved
creepy.
with a strange grace.
Well, well, what have we here?
Dave stammered, clutching his Santa sack.
Fear not, Santa, I am Krampus.
Dave's fear warred with curiosity.
Krampus?
The creature nodded.
You bring joy, but even joy needs balance. Light cannot exist without shadow, joy without consequence.
Consequence?
Krampus stepped closer, eyes burning.
Without consequence, there is no value in good deeds, no growth, no understanding.
Dave considered this. He thought of all the children he'd visited. Were they truly learning, or simply expecting?
We are 2 sides of the same coin, Santa, Krampus continued, his voice softer now. You represent hope, I represent reflection. He smiled, a surprisingly gentle expression. Together we teach the world true balance.
Dave felt a weight lift from his chest. He'd never thought of it like that before.
Krampus reached into his cloak and produced a small black box. He offered it to Dave. A gift, he rumbled.
Dave hesitated, then took the box. It was light, but strangely warm.
Open it, Krampus urged.
Inside, nestled on black velvet, was a silver coin. One side depicted a sun, the other, a crescent moon.
Light and shadow, Krampus said. Never forget their importance.
Dave looked from the coin to Krampus. He finally understood. It wasn't enough to just give gifts. He needed to inspire self-improvement, belief, to remind people that true joy came from earning it. Thank you, Dave whispered.
Krampus nodded, a knowing glint in his eyes. Now go, he said. Christmas awaits.
Dave turned and walked back towards the lights of the town, the silver coin warm in his pocket. Tonight, he wouldn't just be Santa Claus. He would be a symbol of balance, of hope, and the consequences of choice. And that, he realized, was a far greater gift to give.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was that. We're just falling straight asleep there. We'll get some sleep so we can come back for tomorrow and the final conclusion of the 7-day saga. I'm really excited to dive into Christmas Day with Santa. That is my embodiment. I'm very excited for this one. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Let's see. My golly, we're just so tired right now. We need to start sleeping better. This time thing, Santa Claus would say that. All right, teachable, shareable, accept that knowledge, learn what you don't know, share what you know, and repeat. You don't know what you don't know till you learn what you don't know, and you don't know what you know till you learn what you don't know. Because otherwise, why would you have learned what you think you know or what you know? You had to know you didn't know what you needed to know, to learn what you needed to know, to share what you know. See you later.